Beastmaster is one of the unsung heroes of this patch. He has a pretty solid pick rate and a very strong win rate in high level pubs, and yet no one is really talking about him. No one is complaining about Beastmaster being too strong, which also means that in the probably upcoming 7.24 patch after the major, he's probably not going to be nerfed, or at most only get minor nerfs. And this means that now is a very good time to learn this hero and start winning games here. And this is actually a game of RTZ playing Beastmaster in the carry role. So let's get into the game.
My holiness deepens.
Welcome to the Judge of Obelisk. Yes, this is actually RTZ playing carry Beastmaster. This is not one of those games where you play the offlaner and the safe lane. He's playing here with a Bed Rider as the other core. This is actually really carry Beastmaster. I'm not exactly sure what his plan here is with Beastmaster if the game goes very long, because this game is actually going to be finished quite quickly, and that's one of the big advantages of Beastmaster. If you're having a good game, this hero is incredibly strong in the mid game. This is a hero that will allow you to win many games at like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. At that stage of the game, this hero is incredibly strong, and you can just often just snowball and push everything with your team. So in this game, you see here a try-on-try lane going on. Beastmaster against Lone Druid, supported by both the supports on both teams. So this is actually a lane that's quite strong for Beastmaster. Of course, you have this inner beast aura, which is better the more heroes you have in lane. And these boards just allow you to chase people down, and you have all these other slows here, especially Lich. You have this Lich slow and the slow from Beastmaster from the boars that stacks really well, because slows stack additively. So if you have additional slows, they stack with increasing returns effectively. Because if you have like two slows that each slow by 30%, the enemy will slow by 60% in total. So the second slow will effectively reduce the movement speed from 70 to 40, which is a roughly 43% decrease. So this is really efficient to stack this slow from the boar with the two slows from Lich. And we see so far it's going fairly well. He has a lot more last hits and denies here than this Lone Druid. And Lone Druid, after all the nerfs, is not actually that strong anymore level 1. The bear only has 20 damage, and it also only has 1100 HP at level 1, so this Beastmaster is just much stronger level 1. He has so much base damage. Like, you have more base damage just on your hero than the Lone Druid plus the bear together. So you have a much easier time last hitting. And then of course you also have these spores, which are not that strong on level 1, but they add a little bit to your damage. And then when they were level 2, they become much stronger. They go from 16 damage to 32 damage. That's double the damage. And of course also increases the slow. So level 3 is really where your primary timing is. But even here level 1 you're already about as strong as the enemy. And Ogre Matcher, of course, very strong level 1. But I would say Beastmaster is a bit stronger than Lone Druid at level 1. Beastmaster has gone for a Ring of Bassi as his first item. This kind of makes sense in a tri lane, but the problem is Rubik already has a Bassi, started off with Bassi, so this is not exactly the best purchase here. Unfortunately, they lost 2 couriers here in this lane, so they're a bit low in region here. And Rubik has been gone on here with this Frost Shield, though. He's quite tanky, and he's trying to make his way out of here, and will actually survive. But now Beastmaster is deep, trying to protect his support. Man, he's going to pay with his life. That's a bit unfortunate, and Lich now is also going to die. So after a good start, this lane is not looking too good anymore, but still, if you look at the last hits and denies, RTZ is still doing really well. Of course, now this also allowed him to pick up additional items. Of course, the magic wand to create in the tri lane. They don't have that many spells here on the Dire, but still you always want to go for at least a stick. And of course magic wand just gives good stats as well. Now that they have a couple of levels here, they can start the slow trend. This Lone Druid Look at this, his 100 movement speed. This is minimum movement speed already, almost. So they can easily get this kill, but RTZ is also in trouble. Or is he? He can get away here. And he can, maybe, no. Nothing's gonna die here. But he still has a hitting self here, which he's gonna use now. And they're going Rubik now, and Rubik still has all these stick charges. Use stick charges, and they get the return kill here, and Puck's will slow down, he has no cooldowns, and he dies. So now RTZ is in a really good spot. He's definitely winning this lane. He's ahead here a little bit in terms of net worth against this lone druid, and is ahead a lot in terms of experience. Now once again they can go here with all these slows and go on this lone druid. Telekinesis here, and all the slow lone druid is basically not moving, and they just have so much slow here and so much disable that they can get a lot of damage done here. But now they have an extra rotation here from Abaddon. This is their safe laner, their offlaner effectively, and he's going to chase them down, and they get those 2 kills. But there was also a big rotation, so it's not too bad. And now at this stage, what do you do as RTZ? And the answer is you TP to the top. You don't want to fight here, there's too many heroes here, and you do want to actually catch up on levels a bit. See, in the tri lanes, often get a situation that even if you're winning this lane, and they did win the lane, you just both cautious fall behind. Just don't get as much XP, and you don't get as much farm as you would, because there's just so much action, so much fighting going on. So it makes sense here to go to the top where no one is, and you can get some quiet farming done, and get a decent item timing on his Vlads, which is the first item he's going to go for. I'm not necessarily a big fan of this. I think it's generally better to just go for Dominator first. Dominator is so strong if you get it early, and Vlads really can wait a bit. Dominator, you just do so much more damage than you do with Vlads. You have this extra creep, which synergizes really well with your Raw, especially if you get a Centaur. You can extend that stun duration by another 2 seconds. And of course, just adds so much damage from the creep and from the aura, which of course also is great for your balls. So that's why I generally think that you should go for Dominator first and then get the Vlads later. RTZ is on the prowl. He has this Raw available. He has those 2 balls, and he's trying to find something here. He sees this Shadow Fiend. He's just going to go for the Raw, and they have this Boot of Travel on Batrider, and this is one of the big advantages of playing Beastmaster. You have always these targets to TP to, and they get the kill on the enemy mid laner. And this Abba has his ultimate, but they have OD with the max level imprisonment, and this is going to be a pretty dead Abba. So now I got 2 major kills on 2 big cores. That's of course a great rotation from RTZ, and this is what you want to look for. Whenever there's an opportunity to use your Raw, you want to try to get a kill. Not necessarily leave the lane, but he was already done with the tower, which meant that this lane was no longer as safe to farm, or there's no longer as much point in farming that lane. So it made sense to rotate at that point. But if there's still a tower in your lane, you generally don't want to rotate out of your lane. If there's still a tower left in your lane, it's usually better for some of your teammates to rotate into your lane, and then you can get a raw kill and then push down the lane. Flats is complete now, and this now gives RTZ a lot more sustain. It's going to help us farm on a lot, but I still feel like a Dominator would have helped us farm even more. So of course also gives you a lot of HP regen. But this way you also get the mana regen, which is quite important because especially once you start having to put points into wild axes, your mana pool becomes quite cramped. So it makes sense to get some extra mana regen in the form of Vlads. So RTZ is pushing this wave into the tower. Now that the wave is pushed here, you don't want to stay here, this is too dangerous. So it's just going to rotate now and see if we can find a kill. They see this Shadow Fiend and they get the Raw, and that is a very easy kill. Shadow Fiend is channeling and RTZ walks back to avoid the damage, and now they can get more kills. See the Batrider scouting a bit, if there's more enemies coming, but that's not the case. They get this 2 kills, and now RTZ is thinking about taking this tower here, but his team rather wants to go for the middle tower, which makes sense. That's the more valuable tower and also the tower that's easier to take. RTZ is going for a Dominate as second item. Of course, very strong item in Beastmaster, even if you don't get it as the first item, which again I would recommend, but it's still fine as a second item. And it just gives you so much damage, synergizes really well with your Inner Beast aura, so it's always a worthwhile item. RTZ has picked up a Keen Optic, quite a strong item on Beastmaster, gives you extra regen, as well as that extra cast range for your Primal Roar, as well as your Wild Axes. So they're on the prowl here, they have vision of the enemy, and he's kind of deep here right now, but his team is coming, so he has to run here to give himself some extra time. They have this dominated Center Conqueror now, gets a very nice stomp off. This allows Lich to get the perfect ultimate here, get 1 kill and get Abba low. And now, thanks to all this damage he adds with the Dominator aura and the Inner Beast aura, his team is just much stronger in this fight. And this is a very strongly won team fight. And thanks to all the regen provided by Vlad's and Dominator, they're essentially quite healthy and can just keep playing the map and keep pushing and keep taking objectives. RTZ and Batrider go on a smoke break here. Of course, this is a very potent killing combo. And they run into a bear, which they see thanks to the hawk. And he's actually running around here. He doesn't want to get roared here. He's running the long way around, and they get the kill. But reinforcements arrive. So he's picking up this Center Conqueror right now. Of course, a very strong creep together with the Roar. They find this Ogre Manta. He's trying to try to stomp him, but the Center gets silenced. So they can't get this Ogre Manta kill. And the enemy team is coming here in force. And you have to be a bit careful here. You don't have OD here, which is their strongest hero right now, apart from Beastmaster. So they have to wait for a little bit for OD to arrive, but they also don't want to fight. They want to force this fight. They know that they're stronger right now, and so they slow down the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend has BKB, which is forced to use now, and there's no Roar unfortunately, but Axe still goes through a BKB. And you can see RTZ is sort of playing a bit around the edges of the fight. He doesn't want to die right now when his Roar is almost done. But now that there's a bit more heroes dead, he can go in here and get more kills. And this is another easy kill. And now they can easily take this tower. Still have a catapult wave and they still have Roar, so they can keep pushing here. And this Beastmaster OD combo is very strong. OD, by the way, played by CCNC. No one's going to pick up that Dragon Scale apparently. But there's another fight here. And they go on this Lone Druid. He already has 4 charges on him. And this lasso is going to be an easy kill. And Beastmaster, meanwhile, he can still roar here, gets the roar off. And the problem here, of course, against Abba, you have to be careful when you roar, because Abba can just dispel your roar with his Aphotic Shield. So it's best to just roar when Aphotic Shield was used, or when Abba is not nearby. Yeah, right now they're just in firm control of this game, and all that remains to do is possibly do Roshan and then just go mid. Or you can just go mid with AFK. I guess the enemy team is just giving up. So this is how you can easily win with Beastmaster in the mid game. This is really the period of time when Beastmaster is the strongest. You have this Dominator, you have this Vlad's, and then he's also working towards an AC. You could of course also go for a Necro. It's an especially strong item if you're having a good game. But Necro, the problem with Necro is it's not as good in team fights. And I guess that's the main reason why it's going for this AC instead. And as always, of course, when people say go mid, go end, they still keep playing. So never fall for that. Shadow Fiend is being lasted here. Of course, they have really strong anti-BKB abilities here with the lasso and the roar. So go for this lone druid as well, and RTZ, even though it's low, he can just go and finish everyone off, and that is going to be the end of the game. As I said, I'm not quite sure what RTZ would have done in the late game if this had gone to the late game. I guess they have this OD who's kind of like a carry style mid laner, but it's hard for OD to carry a game on his own. So this goes to the late game. This is probably not looking all too good for the Radiant team. But one of the big things about Beastmaster is that you can just force games to end early thanks to all the building damage you have. I'm not going to pretend that Beastmaster carry is going to be the new meta or something, but it's definitely something you can do. I think it's more in all-inish kind of play where you want to end the game in the mid-game. But as you can see, it can work out really, really well, and maybe it's something you should try out. If you want to see more content on Chen, Lone Druid, and various other micro heroes, subscribe to this channel and ring the bell. And in the meantime, I'll leave you with another Beastmaster game. This one of Beastmaster in his traditional offlane role. And all is willing, I'll see you there.